Have you ever found yourself waking up one morning, stretching your arms, and thinking, why does everything feel just a little harder than it used to? Maybe your joints ache more than they did a year ago. Maybe your mind feels a bit foggier than it did last month. Or maybe you've noticed the days go by faster, but your energy just doesn't keep up. You're not alone. After 75, many of us start noticing things we never paid much attention to before. And the truth is, some of these changes don't just happen because we're getting older. They happen because of small mistakes we don't even realize we're making every day. But here's the good news. Most of these mistakes, they're totally avoidable. And once you recognize them, you can take steps, simple, gentle steps, that help you feel more alive, more in control, and more connected to yourself and your health. Staying healthy after 75 isn't about chasing youth or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about embracing the wisdom of your years while letting go of habits that quietly hold you back. So let's take a quiet moment, just you and me, and talk heart to heart. Because in this video, we're going to walk through 5 common mistakes that almost everyone over 75 makes. Things that seem harmless at first, but over time, they chip away at our well-being. And once we know what they are, we can start doing something about them. Not drastic changes, not some big, overwhelming routine. Just small, meaningful shifts that can help you feel stronger, clearer, and more grounded in your body and mind. Let's begin with something so simple. You might not even realize how powerful it is. The mistake of not moving enough. Now I know, at this age, it's not as easy to hop out of bed and start doing jumping jacks. And I'm not asking you to do that. But here's what often happens. We start to slow down, and little by little, our bodies forget how to move. We sit more. We walk less. We tell ourselves, I've earned the right to rest, which is true. But rest isn't the same as stillness. When we stop moving, our muscles weaken faster. Our joints stiffen. Our balance gets worse. And soon, we find ourselves avoiding movement altogether. Not because we want to, but because we're afraid we might fall or hurt something. But the body, no matter your age, was made to move. Think of it like an old clock. If you stop winding it, it doesn't tick anymore. If you leave it untouched, the parts rust and seize up. But if you gently wind it, just a bit each day, it keeps going. Your body is the same. Even a gentle walk around your home, some light stretching while you hold onto the counter, or a few minutes standing instead of sitting, it all counts. It tells your body, I'm still here. I still want to live fully. And here's something beautiful. Every bit of movement gives you something in return. Better circulation, a lighter mood, a sharper mind, even a deeper night's sleep. So if you've been finding yourself sitting more than usual, ask yourself, can I take 5 minutes today to simply stand, stretch, and breathe? Not because you have to, but because your body deserves that little reminder. It's still alive, still capable, still yours. Now let's talk about something that often gets overlooked, especially after retirement. The mistake of losing a sense of routine. When you no longer have a job to get to, or kids to wake up for, the days start to blend together. You might find yourself waking up at different times each day, skipping breakfast, watching television until midnight, and eating meals whenever you feel like it. And while it sounds like freedom, and it is, there's also a hidden cost to having no rhythm. Our bodies, believe it or not, love routine. They thrive on it. The human body is built around internal clocks. Our digestion, our sleep, our hormones. All these systems work best when they know what to expect. When we eat meals at regular times, go to bed around the same hour, and wake up to the light of day, we're sending signals to the brain and body that all is well, that it's safe, that it can rest, repair, and function smoothly. But when that rhythm disappears, strange things start happening. You might feel groggy during the day and wired at night. Your appetite may be off. You're not hungry in the morning, but starving late at night. You might forget what day it is, or lose motivation to get dressed and go out. These little slips seem harmless, but they create a ripple effect that affects your energy, your mood, and even your memory. Rebuilding a gentle routine doesn't mean going back to a rigid schedule. It just means setting anchors in your day, waking up at the same time, having a quiet morning ritual like a cup of tea or a few pages from a good book, eating meals at steady intervals, and turning off screens an hour before bed. These small, grounding habits tell your body, you're safe. You know where you are. It's okay to relax. And I promise, once you start giving your days a gentle rhythm, your body responds in kind. You feel more alert. You sleep better. You even start looking forward to things again. Maybe a phone call with an old friend, a morning walk, or an afternoon tending to your plants. Routine isn't about control. It's about connection, to time, to purpose, and to yourself. And that brings me to the third mistake, one that quietly creeps in, often without us noticing until we feel its weight: the mistake of social withdrawal. After 75, it's natural to pull back a little. Friends may move away or pass on. Family may be busy with their own lives. And sometimes, getting out and about can feel like a lot of effort. So we stay in. We stop calling. We convince ourselves that solitude is just part of growing older. But loneliness is more than just an empty room. It's a feeling that can seep into your bones. It affects your heart, your brain, even your immune system. In fact, studies have shown that loneliness can be just as harmful to your health as smoking. That's not to scare you. It's to remind you that your presence matters. Your voice matters. And your need for connection didn't disappear just because the world got quieter. Reaching out can be as simple as smiling at your neighbor, calling someone you haven't spoken to in a while, joining a small group at your local community center, or even chatting with the cashier at the grocery store. Human contact doesn't always have to be deep or long. It just has to be real. A shared laugh, a kind word, a knowing glance. These little moments of connection are like sunlight through a window. They warm us from the inside out. So if you've been feeling a little more alone lately, know this: you're not the only one. And you don't have to go it alone. The world still wants to hear from you, see you, know you. And every time you reach out, no matter how small, you're building something powerful, your own circle of light in the years that matter most. Sometimes, it's not the big things that weigh us down, not the diagnoses or the physical challenges, but the little, quiet decisions we make each day. One of those decisions, often made without a second thought, is what we choose to eat. Or more precisely, what we stop caring about when it comes to our nutrition. That brings us to the fourth mistake many people over 75 unknowingly fall into: the mistake of undernourishment. It's not that you're not eating enough food. It's that you might not be getting the right kind of nourishment your body needs at this age. It's easy to grab a piece of toast, sip some coffee, and call it breakfast. It's convenient to open a can of soup or microwave a frozen meal and think, "This is fine. I'm not that hungry anyway." But over time, this pattern can leave your body missing out on the very nutrients that help keep your bones strong, your heart steady, and your mind clear. You see, after 75, the body doesn't absorb nutrients the same way it used to. Your metabolism slows, your appetite might shrink, and your ability to break down and use vitamins and minerals gets weaker. That means even if you're eating 3 meals a day, you could still be lacking in important things like protein, vitamin D, B12, fiber, and calcium. And when that happens, things begin to slip. Your energy, your balance, your mood, even your memory. But here's the good news. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet. Just a few thoughtful additions can make a world of difference. A boiled egg added to breakfast, a scoop of Greek yogurt with some berries, a handful of nuts or a slice of avocado, a bit of grilled fish, some leafy greens, or a bowl of oatmeal sprinkled with flaxseed. These are small choices that fuel big results. And don't forget hydration. At this age, our sense of thirst fades, which means you might not even realize when your body is crying out for water. Even mild dehydration can make you feel sluggish, dizzy, or confused. So keep a glass of water nearby throughout the day. Sip often, even if you're not thirsty. Think of it as watering a garden, your body's garden, keeping it alive, nourished, and blooming. Food is more than fuel. It's memory. It's culture. It's comfort. But most of all, it's a form of care, the way we tell our bodies, "You matter. I'm here for you." Every bite can be a kind of love, especially when chosen with intention. And at this stage of life, that love becomes even more sacred. Now, we come to a mistake that might surprise you. because it often hides behind good intentions. It's the mistake of ignoring small symptoms. A little ache here, a little forgetfulness there. You tell yourself, it's just age. I'm fine. You don't want to be a burden, or maybe you've always been the strong one, the one who pushes through. So you ignore it. You don't mention it to your doctor. You wait it out. But the truth is, your body is speaking to you all the time. And at this age, those whispers should never be dismissed. A small pain could be the early sign of a joint issue that can be treated before it becomes limiting. A bit of confusion might be the first clue of a vitamin deficiency or a medication side effect. A minor imbalance could be a signal your inner ear or blood pressure needs attention. The earlier you listen, the easier it is to respond. Doctors aren't just for the big things. They're there to help you stay ahead of the curve, to catch the little shifts before they become big challenges. And you deserve that care. You've spent a lifetime giving to others. Now, it's your time to receive, without guilt, without hesitation. Sometimes, it helps to keep a small journal. Nothing fancy, just a notebook where you jot down how you're feeling, what you notice, what's changed. That little log can help you see patterns you might otherwise miss. And it gives your doctor a clear view of your health story, one that's always unfolding. Your body is not failing you. It's adapting. It's trying to keep you going. All it asks is that you stay curious. Pay attention. Speak up. There is strength in noticing. There is power in asking for help. And there is dignity in caring for yourself with the same tenderness you've shown others your whole life. You see, staying healthy after 75 isn't about resisting change. It's about honoring the new rhythm of your life. It's about choosing awareness over assumption, movement over stillness, connection over isolation, nourishment over convenience, and trust over silence. So take a deep breath right now. Feel the air fill your lungs. Feel your feet on the ground. Remember that every day you wake up is a gift, and every choice you make, no matter how small, shapes the quality of your journey ahead. This life of yours, it still holds so much beauty, so much potential. And by simply avoiding these common mistakes, by staying curious, connected, and caring, you're already doing something remarkable. Have you ever had one of those days where time slips through your fingers like sand? You look up and suddenly it's late afternoon, and you realize you haven't spoken to a single soul all day. Maybe the phone didn't ring. Maybe you didn't feel like going out. Or maybe, and this happens more than we admit, you felt like no one would notice either way. That gentle but growing silence, that's the last mistake we need to talk about. And it's perhaps the most dangerous of them all, the mistake of letting loneliness settle in and take root. Because while it might not show up on a blood test or be seen on a scan, loneliness can do something devastating. It can weaken the heart, cloud the mind, drain your energy, and slowly close the door on your zest for life. It starts quietly. Maybe you stop attending that community group you once loved. Maybe someone close moved away or passed on. Your circle grows smaller, and suddenly, so does your world. It's no one's fault. Life changes, people move, circumstances shift. But what matters is that you don't let those shrinking circles define your days. Because connection isn't just a luxury. It's a lifeline. The human heart is wired for togetherness. Whether you're someone who thrives in crowds or someone who prefers quiet, deep moments with just one trusted soul, we all need to feel seen, heard, valued. And after 75, those moments of connection become even more vital. Not just emotionally, but physically. Studies have shown that people with meaningful social ties tend to live longer, recover faster, and have sharper minds. You don't need a dozen friends or a packed calendar. Even one good conversation a day can light you up from the inside. A neighbor you wave to, a call with a grandchild, a short chat with the cashier at the store. These moments might seem small, but they stitch your day together in the most beautiful ways. And if reaching out feels hard, if your energy is low, or your confidence has taken a hit, know this: you're not alone in that either. It's okay to start slow. A short message, a handwritten note, a gentle invitation. Most people are more open and kind than we think. They're just waiting for someone to go first. Maybe that someone can be you. And let's not forget about the joy of purpose. Having a reason to get out of bed, even if it's just to water the plants, feed the birds, or check in on a friend creates momentum. Purpose keeps us grounded, keeps us curious, keeps us moving forward, even on the tougher days. So don't let the quiet trick you into thinking your story is over. It isn't. Your presence matters to your community, to your family, and most of all, to yourself. The wisdom you've earned, the laughter you still carry, the kindness you've offered, all of it is still needed, still deeply valuable. You're not in the background. You're still part of the story, a vital part. And here's something that might surprise you. One of the most powerful ways to feel connected is to help someone else feel the same. Whether it's volunteering, mentoring, or simply being that steady voice for someone younger, you have more to give than you may realize. And giving, at this stage, often gives back in ways you never expected. So, as we step back and look at it all, the habits, the choices, the things to watch for, it really comes down to one simple truth. Your life still belongs to you. It's not too late. It's never too late to make a change, to choose a little better, to speak up for your needs, to care for your body, and to open your heart again. Even now, your days can be filled with moments of growth, joy, connection, and light. Even now, your body, as it is, deserves love and attention. Even now, your mind can be curious and alive. Even now, your spirit can stretch wider than ever before. So take this moment, right here, as an invitation to stand up a little taller, to breathe in a little deeper, to believe, perhaps for the first time in a while, that the best of your life isn't necessarily behind you. It might still be here, in small but powerful ways. You don't need to chase youth. You just need to choose presence. You don't need to do everything perfectly. You just need to show up for your body, your mind, your spirit, and remind yourself that you are still deeply, beautifully alive. And as you continue your journey, remember, you're not alone. There's a whole world out there, waiting for your smile, your story, your wisdom. So take care of yourself. Stay curious, and keep choosing the little things that make life brighter. Because here's the truth. Health at this age isn't about trying to be who you once were. It's about becoming even more of who you are, with grace, with strength, and with heart. Here's to living well, loving fully, and waking up each day with the quiet courage to keep going, keep growing, and keep shining.